So far there's been a lot of interesting things to look at for me, but one of the most interesting is there's not a lot of people with 3 Speedway sidecars that in theory could be prepped and ready to race tomorrow.
Oh, they're all ready to go. They're a bit dirty and dusty, but this is my Yamaha. We actually rode this a month ago out here on the track. So that's the FZR, full house, best you can get in it. I built this one about 02. This one here is, which one's this one? This is the Superbike engine. This is from Alpha SBK in New York. Dyno sheets show 223 horsepower and 111 foot-pounds of torque. We're still getting it right. It's got a lot of power, but I love these BMW engines. That one there is just stock standard in a different frame. I built a frame out of lighter wall tube just to see what it does. That's the other frame. That's the one we took off. It's got a thicker tube. This one's thinner, so we just have to define what works and what doesn't. Yeah, 3 very, very fast sidecars sitting there.
And it keeps leading back to the research and development.
Yep. Yep. I don't know whether you can notice here that all the inlet manifolds, they're all custom made to suit us. We were having trouble breaking rubber manifolds. My boys up at Pace who do the V8 supercars, they designed all that for me. And these really triple trees that have got adjustment left, right, camber, lead, trail. Yeah, so we do everything in-house: exhausts, radiators, frames, floor pans, everything. And my neighbour is a boat builder. He does all the fiberglass.
So you really do have a one-stop shop.
Yeah, I'd like to think so, but saying that too, we used to build them out there. And then the artisan we had working for us, he's moved back to Tasmania, and so he was working at Pace, and now I get Pace to do the frames themselves, and I'm only a consultant basically now. So when we put a new engine in that they haven't done before, I go up there, show them how to set up, and they do them. You know, no use having a dog and barking as well. Like, I can weld, I can fabricate, but they are the best. Just have a look at the welding.
As you can see, it's really nice stuff. Like,
yeah.
For the people that don't understand, yes, there's surface rust on it, but if you were going to use it, of course it would be cleaned up, powder coated, and that doesn't affect structure whatsoever. No. That is literally just on the surface. If we were to 3D analyse this, all the welds would be penetrated properly and everything's structurally sound. So you really are bringing things forward on the evolution.
Oh, I'd like to think so, but it is, you know. Is, and a lot of things evolve around someone's budget. Mine aren't built to a price, they're built to a standard. So I've told a lot of people when they ring up and they say, how much is a frame? And I said, well, you obviously can't afford one if you're asking, you know, like they're built to a standard, not to a price. But I'm competitive with the other frame manufacturers, you know, the South Coast and Bernie. Me and Bernie working together. He's got my price list, I've got his, and when someone asks me for a price, I send them both. You choose.
So this isn't a speedway sidecar, this is a road racing outfit, and they're quite an expensive thing and quite unique. So what's the story with this thing?
I had this epiphany that I wanted to have a road race sidecar and I wanted to go road racing, so I bought this one. This is Duncan Rogers. It's a 2012, I believe, LCR. Christian Racing from Sweden or Switzerland, I can't remember where. It runs a K6 GSXR Suzuki in it. It is the fastest thing in the country, and probably the best speedway road race sidecar in the country. But I can't. I've had a new knee replacement, and I can't fit in the bloody thing. I can only bend to there, and you've got to be able to touch your heels on your ass. So we've been in negotiations, and Deon Lynd is going to have a skid on it at some stage. It's up for sale. I don't need it anymore. So the only way to sell it will be put the God of Speedway on. And show them how it's done.
Sounds cool to me. It's just another cool toy, I'd say.
Yeah, well, his lap record has only just been broken at Winton. It stood for 11 years. Him and Justin Paystead owned it, and it's only just been taken by Corey and Daniel Turner, the Turner brothers. So 11 years to break it. So this is better than what Darren made the lap record on, so with a bit of luck he might be able to go out and smash it again.
And what have we got in front of us here, Deon? What are all these bikes?
These are 3 Top Fuel Harleys. They are all weekend racing frames made in Texas. The 2 outside bikes are ex-Johnny Mancuso out of Houston, Texas. That one's done a 628, this one's done a 632. This one was bought in 99 by a bloke by the name of Smokin' Joe Edmonds. They run 172 cubic inch overkill engines with a 4.5 inch bore. 5.25 inch stroke. They rev to about 4,200, 4,500 and produce about 800 horsepower.
And have you ever thrown a leg over one of these?
I've thrown a leg over it and I've done a bit of a skid out there, but that's as far as we've got so far. I've owned them for a few years and it's always been there. I got them all at the right price, you know, like it's just part of my collection. My good friend and my original passenger, Tony Harris from Tassie, he'll be riding one. This one will be ridden by whoever wants to lease it, and I'll ride that one. I'll just get a piston here and show you, and a valve to give you an idea of the size. That's a piston.
So they're cast style size pistons.
Yeah, the car, run big block Chev.
Wow.
Because that's the idea of it, to make it cost effective.
And that valve's humongous. For those viewing at home, this is a humongous valve. It's made to suit, and this would be something you'd see in a high performance car style race motor.
Yeah, all drag stuff, all high end drag stuff like Top Fuel.
Wow. And yet again, specialty race products. It's all lightweight but very durable.
and cheaper than you think. They're only about $350 each, as opposed to a Carrillo for a speedway bike was about $400 or $500 each.
Right. And just another thing to touch on while we're here, there's animals everywhere. This is part of your lifestyle and what I'm capturing, and it's not a bad place to be on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, no, they're all the babies. You know, these two little ones sleep with us. The big one thinks he's a Pomeranian, these two think they're Rottweilers. So. And there's two more, there's a big girl out there and there's a bull terrier somewhere. Another project, as everyone probably knows, the hooligan sports has taken off really big here in southern Queensland. So I picked up this one as a repairable write-off. No frame damage, and stripped it down. I've got a 1275 hammer kit to put in. Flat tracker tank, flat tracker seat, new wheels, shockies. As soon as I get the heads and the barrels back on it, I'll build the exhaust. But another one for Brooke Golding is going to ride this one as well. But this will be up at my track, up at here. I want to issue a challenge. So, not many people want to travel to Ayr. Oh, it's too far. Okay, so we'll take her out here. She'll learn to ride the wheels up it out here. Then we'll take her out to Ipswich, kick a bit of ass, and then issue a challenge. Right, come and beat the girl up at Ayr, and I'll generate and give some decent price. The boys at Gas Alley, Ferg and Rob, are willing to get behind us and help out as much as we can. So, yeah.
Go.
Right, now we'll head out to the storage area and we'll just go over a couple of cars. I've got a GTR Torana there in build. I've got an EH. This was my grandfather's. He bought it brand new in 1964 and I've restored it over the last couple of years. All my cars, all my bikes are my super fun. I have nothing but my cars and my bikes.
So as we're walking down, there's a lot of things up on shelves and things like that, so just point and show us what we're looking at.
Right, all the bikes are all collectibles. There's a GS1000S up the top there, there's a YZ80H, a YZ80G, RM50, a Z250, a Honda 4 and Honda 4 parts. That's Blake Golding's sidecar up there. I'm doing an engine for him, that's ex-Glenn O'Brien bike. That one there, that's Blake's old bike. He sold to a guy from Tassie, Jeff Chapman, so I've got to do some maintenance on that, rejig it and put a bit of LCR touch on it. And the rest of the stuff you see here is my toys and my collectibles and my fun, jet skis, boats, buggies and...
So we'll run through up the top there. So what have you got up the top?
Right, that bike frame with the big back wheel on it, I had this, my favourite word is epiphany. I had this epiphany, I need to have a V8 dirt dragger that takes an LS1, so I bought that one from a bloke down in Sydney who used to build the Barbarian V8s. The two engines beside it are out of me boat. Which is over next door, getting a new transom put in and actually. But there's a Thunderbird under that cover, there's a ski race boat, there's a HQ and an SLR and old Kenworth. And this is Tim Green's Mustang. He's our passenger on our race team. I imported that a few years ago and he bought it. He's just doing all new brakes and suspension and so forth. And that's me, the Viper. That's waiting in line. I've done a power steering pump and I can't do it without getting it on the hoist. Another one of my collectibles, a 67 Mustang, one owner, California car. And our transporter.
Now, did this used to be an old touring coach or a council bus or something
I
like
bought
that?
It's an it was used at a wind farm up in Western Australia, obviously to transport workers to work. I bought it, it was very rusty around the windows, all the windows and all the panels had come out. So we stripped it down, rebuilt it all, and now we use it to go to the track. That's the only way to travel.
And has it got any little special touches inside or anything to make it more comfortable? Because I heavily doubt you've got a very stock standard bus that is very boring.
No, nothing standard.
So how much do you charge a ticket?
Priceless. It's
Wow.
Licensed to seat 9. We can cook and clean as we go. Couch, only way to travel. We've got 4 bunks. Shower, toilet. Master bedroom.
I can see why you take this to race meetings.
Yep.
Wow, what a way to travel.
Yep.
Sure beats the Commodore towing a trailer.
Oh, we've done all that, man. This is I don't know. It comes with age.
Well, that's what I believe too. You need to be comfortable because our bodies age and the injuries catch up, and
Yep.
like I said, Australia's massive.
Yeah, I'll get around to painting it. It'll be painted this gunmetal grey in the front.
Awesome.
It's doing its job at the moment.